Hello and welcome, namaskar, to this AajTak India Today special. Reinforcing its commitment towards building the foundation and ensuring greater financial protection for the country, Max Life Insurance, the country's leading life insurance company, has unveiled the findings of the 5th edition of its flagship survey, Max Life Insurance India Protection Quotient 5.0, in partnership with Kantar. The latest survey has 3,530 respondents across 25 cities, exploring critical insights on financial protection and preparedness, and therefore is one of the most comprehensive studies of its kind on the entire critical life insurance sector in the country. With me is my colleague सईद अंसारी।
एक ऐसा सर्वेक्षण जो हमें ये बताता है कि हमारी वित्तीय स्थिति क्या है, हम पैसों को लेकर, अपनी जीवन की सुरक्षा को लेकर कितने आश्वस्त हैं, कहां खड़े हैं, क्या है ये एक बहुत विस्तृत रिपोर्ट के माध्यम से आइए हम आपको समझाते हैं।
जीवन की अनिश्चितताओं के लिए आप कितने तैयार हैं? हमारे लिए जीवन बीमा क्यों जरूरी है? भारत के लोग खुद को आर्थिक रूप से कितना सुरक्षित महसूस करते हैं? मैक्स लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कांतार के साथ साझेदारी में अपने विस्तृत सर्वे इंडिया प्रोटेक्शन कोशन के जरिए साल 2019 से ही वित्तीय सुरक्षा पर देश की नब्ज भांप रहा है। इन वर्षों में इंडिया प्रोटेक्शन कोशन या आईपीक्यू बदलते समय के साथ और विकसित हुआ है ताकि इसे सस्टेनेबल और फ्यूचर रेडी बनाया जा सके। एडिशन दर एडिशन आईपीक्यू और भी व्यापक और गहन होता जा रहा है। इसने विशेष रूप से टियर 2 में उन शहरों को जोड़ा जो पहले के संस्करणों में शामिल नहीं थे। इससे आईपीक्यू को और व्यापक और समृद्ध बनाने में मदद मिली। पिछले 5 वर्षों में आईपीक्यू सर्वेक्षण ने पूरे शहरी भारत में वित्तीय जागरूकता, स्वामित्व और सुरक्षा स्तरों को प्रतिबिंबित किया है। तो शहरी भारत की वर्तमान वित्तीय सुरक्षा और तैयारियों की स्थिति क्या है और पिछले 2 वर्षों की गंभीर अनिश्चितता के साथ साथ इन 5 वर्षों में ये कितना बदल गया है, आइए आईपीक्यू 5.0 में जानते हैं।
So let's talk about this IPQ 5.0 survey, India Protection Quotient 5.0, Max Life Insurance's survey that stretches across the country. What exactly are our learnings from this survey? To explain that, to give us more details about these findings, we're joined by special guests. I'm joined by Prashant Tripathi, MD and CEO, Max Life Insurance. Welcome to the show. Soumya Mohanty is Managing Director and CCO at Kantar South Asia. Welcome. Sarabveer Singh is CEO, Policy Bazaar. Welcome, Sarabveer. And we have a special guest, Boman Irani, actor and co-founder of Irani Movie Tone. So welcome to the show. And let's get a sense from all of you of why life insurance matters. Congratulations, first of all, Prashant, on launching this 5th edition of the Max Life Insurance India Protection Quotient 5.0. 5 years is a big milestone in a way because most organizations will do one-off research studies. How did this idea of doing this kind of a survey come around? What was the objective? What were you hoping to achieve through a comprehensive survey like this?
Thank you, Rajdeep, for having me here. I think life insurance is a very fundamental need in our lives. However, the awareness as well as propensity actually to be covered has historically been very low in India. And as a life insurance company, we just thought it is not just our responsibility to sell life insurance or provide life insurance. It is equally our responsibility also to create a barometer, a kind of mirror for people in India to know how protected Indians are feeling. Because in our category, awareness actually leads to ownership, which will lead to protection. And hence, we came up with this thought to come up with a property called IPQ, and we launched that exactly 4 years ago, so this is the 5th edition. And the objective was to go year on year, without fail, to people in India to start with the urban population, to find out how protected they are feeling and ask them a variety of questions which could really give a view on life insurance, ownership, the direction that we're taking, whether India is feeling protected or not. Because we thought by using this methodology, we will be able to create more and more awareness. And I'm very happy to share that year on year, we have seen improvement, though, as they say, Delhi abhi dur hai, there is a lot of work that needs to happen. But we are seeing progress in that direction. People are feeling more and more protected. Again, a long way to go, but a step in the right direction. And I think by every passing year, we are making it more refined. So there are, of course, things that we have done this year, focusing on millennials, women, and for the first time, we are also intending to go rural to figure out how people are feeling protected in rural areas. And I sincerely hope that surveys of this kind will absolutely provide good measurement to people in India, and they will be more inclined to buy life insurance.
दोस्तों, एक बात तो यहाँ पर ये सिद्ध होती है, जो प्रशांत जी को हमने सुना कि पिछले कुछ वक्त में हमने एक ऐसा दौर देखा जिससे प्रत्यक्ष या अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से आप और हम, कोई भी ऐसा यहाँ नहीं होगा या हमारे देश में ऐसा नहीं होगा जो प्रभावित ना हुआ। और हम कोरोना की बात कर रहे हैं, वो बहुत बुरा दौर हम सब ने देखा। लेकिन थैंक यू प्रशांत जी, कम से कम आज आप हमें ये हिम्मत दे रहे हैं, ये बता रहे हैं कि अब हम आर्थिक तौर पर मजबूत हुए हैं। बमन, आपकी इंडस्ट्री भी इससे बिल्कुल अछूती नहीं रही, और हम लोग तो वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर रहे थे, किसी तरह से अपना काम चला रहे थे, लेकिन आप लोग घर में बैठ गए थे। और आप जो दिखते हैं, हमारे हीरोज हैं जिन्हें हम पर्दे पर देखते हैं, बहुत सारी मेहनत आपके पीछे होती है आपको हीरो बनाने के लिए। वो लोग, उन पर बड़ा असर पड़ा था। आपको क्या तब लगा था कि कहीं ना कहीं फाइनेंशियली मैं थोड़ा सा परेशान महसूस कर रहा हूं, और आज IPQ 5.0 के बाद आपको लगता है कि मुझे कुछ ऐसी तैयारी करनी चाहिए जिससे मेरा फ्यूचर ठीक हो, या ऐसी कोई मुसीबत आए तो मैं उससे लड़ सकूं?
थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर हैविंग मी। थैंक यू, लवली टू सी यू ऑल। पहले तो मैं अपने खुद की बात करूंगा, बिकॉज जब मैंने जिंदगी में एक करियर की शुरुआत की थी, तब मैं एक वेटर था। अभी वेटर को माई फर्स्ट सैलरी वाज हाउ मच, 105 रुपीज़, 105 रुपये की सैलरी थी। फिर 200 हो गई, फिर 250, ज़्यादा नहीं, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं, टिप्स बना लेते थे। फिर मैं दुकानदार था, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड, छोटी सी दुकान थी। फिर फोटोग्राफर बना, और जब मैंने फोटोग्राफी का करियर मैंने जब शुरू की थी, आई टोल्ड माई वाइफ एंड माई वाइफ टोल्ड मी, यू नो, नाउ वी शुड मेक सम मनी, कुछ पैसे बनाने। हाउ मच डू यू थिंक विल बी सेफ? कितनी, और बहुत सारे लोग, सी यू आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग कांतार, यू आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग मैक लाइव, यू आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग पॉलिसी बाजार, आई एम रिप्रेजेंटिंग योर माइंड इन मैनी वेज। और हमारी सोच सिंपल होती है ज्यादातर, मे बी नॉट सम पीपल हु आर वेयरिंग टाइज, बट बहुत सिंपल होती। एंड आई आस्क्ड माय वाइफ, एंड माय वाइफ सेड, यू नो, इन माय लाइफ टाइम सेविंग्स अगर 10 लाख हो जाएंगे ना, वी विल बी हैप्पी। You know, how stupid were we? It's not about just the savings. It's not about, you know, about 10 लाख मिलेंगे, फिक्स डिपॉजिट में रखेंगे तो इतना मिलेगा। I think we had to think a little ahead. And that's when somebody advised us to do life insurance. Now, I have been protected for many years. And I said to myself, मैंने अपने आप को ये सवाल किया कि जब कोरोना वायरस की बात हुई, I am more or less like all the workers, behind the scenes people, जो हमें, you know, who make us look good, right? What must be going inside their head, you know? Because they make money only on projects. Project khatam ho gaya, so they have to look for another project. And the answer was very simple: life insurance. Simply because during the coronavirus, everybody got a wake-up call. Your ticket can be punched next morning. You know, किसी को भी कुछ भी हो सकता है। All my life मैंने एक ही बात सोचा, मैं अपने बकेट लिस्ट में जो भी करना है एज अ क्रिएटिव पर्सन करूंगा, लेकिन पहले आई विल प्रोटेक्ट माय फैमिली। और जो भी हम पैसा कमाते हैं हम अपने फैमिलीज के लिए बनाते हैं ना. बाकी there are two sides. One is for your own satisfaction. Two is to protect your family. तो मैंने सब कुछ लेट किया लाइफ में. फोटोग्राफर बना लेट, एक्टर बना 44 की उम्र में, और इस साल 63 की उम्र में मैं डायरेक्शन का डेब्यू करूंगा दादा बनकर.
अरे वाह.
You know what? So everything I've done late. However, my focus every time, किसी के साथ भी बात, am I protected if something happens to me? Am I protected? बाकी कुछ मुझे लाइफ में कुछ इंटरेस्ट नहीं. अगर मैं एक्टर नहीं भी बनता, doesn't matter. My family has to be protected. Get yourself protected. It made my life easy. Because if my mind is not distracted, I can focus on my creative work. Because the moment you're worrying about that, two things. You can't focus on your work, your career will suffer. And two, if you're worrying about that, it tells on your health.
And you think that just to add to that, you think that the years of the pandemic has made many more people, even celebrities, those in the film industry, conscious of the fact कि life insurance लेना है?
Without even knowing what the survey says, I say yes. 100%. People got a huge wake-up call. Huge. I hope I'm right.
Absolutely.
Huge wake-up call.
Absolutely, you're right.
आप कभी सोचिएगा, आपने जिंदगी में जितना भी पैसा कमाया है, अपने ऊपर कितना खर्च किया है. कभी सोचिए, आपको लगेगा 5%, 10% सर. सौम्या जी उससे भी कम शायद. कभी सोच के देखिएगा. कितने लोग ऐसे हैं, प्लीज बताइए आज हाथ खड़ा करके, जिन्होंने कोई ना कोई फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग, वित्तीय सुरक्षा अपनी की हुई है. प्लीज बताएं. और ये कुछ नहीं है मैम, क्या हो रहा है? राजदीप sir, क्या है?
No, and what is my worrying point sometimes is that the younger people did not raise their hands. The older people have already done the financial planning. So I think we have to change that. We have to completely make sure millennials get far more involved in insurance issues. Let me do another show of hands. How many of you have actually changed your views about life insurance and financial planning in the last 2 years because of COVID in particular? जिन्होंने अपना मन बदल लिया है कि things have changed, हमें कुछ ना कुछ करना है फ्यूचर के लिए. Raise your hands. How many of you have been influenced by COVID? थोड़े ज्यादा हाथ उठे हैं, धीरे उठ रहे हैं. Soumya, let's look at this survey. Let's look at exactly why this India Protection Quotient 5.0 survey is so important. And I want to give a sense to our viewers and audience about the demographics and geography of it. Because Prashant mentioned this about the rural-urban divide. Millennials, this audience has a number of people under the age of 25. Is there enough of representation of millennials in your survey? Have you seen distinctions now, rural-urban, millennials versus senior citizens when it comes to life insurance? Can you give us some idea of what this study has shown you? How is it different this time?
So first is, we have been partnering with Max Life for the last 4 years. This is the 5th edition. And every year we have maintained a wide geographic and demographic spread. So despite the fact there was COVID in between, we had to shift from an offline way of doing survey to online. But we have ensured we have covered 25 cities, 6 metros, 9 tier 1 cities, 10 tier 2 cities. We have consistently gone to about 3,000 plus kind of number of sample, and you would be aware that's a pretty decent sample to get a coverage of urban India. Besides that, we go to NCCS-A-B, which is essentially let's say it covers the middle class completely, and those who earn about more than 2 lakh rupees per annum. So that pretty much covers all kinds of income strata. Males and females, and we have some very interesting learnings on females. And we also ensure we have quotas for different professions, self-employed professionals, so that we are able to read the data in a granular way. Male, female is not that. Actually, the difference is male, females are behaving pretty similarly. So female ownership, female knowledge is pretty much keeping pace with male ownership and male knowledge.
यानी लड़की हो या लड़का, there is no difference when it comes to life insurance.
Absolutely. But there are other interesting trends, Rajdeep. In fact, what we are finding is, IPQ has actually gone up this edition. The India Protection Quotient has actually gone up. And the reason for that is the increase in knowledge. The quantum jump in knowledge that has happened, especially when we have gone through COVID, just the knowledge of the need of insurance products has really gone up. And that is what has led to this jump. There has been an increase in ownership also, but there is possibility of further improvement there. And a sense of security. We had actually gone down on the sense of security during the COVID period. That has come back. I think that's one interesting thing. The second is South India. South India really leads in terms of ownership of life insurance. North has a bit of following up to do. And we are all in Delhi, so North has a bit of following up to do. And the third is the gap between metros and tier 1 towns has gone down. There was a 22% gap when we started 4 years back in terms of ownership, which has actually declined to 11%.
ये कैसे साउथ इंडिया के लोग ज्यादा अवेयर हो गए, जागरूक हो गए, हम लोग नहीं हो पाए? कोई कारण इसके पीछे?
ये जो ट्रेंड है सईद, ये आज का नहीं है. हमने जब IPQ 1.0 भी किया था, तब भी हमने देखा था कि साउथ इंडिया जो है बाकी सारे जोन्स के मुकाबले आगे है. उनकी अवेयरनेस ज्यादा है, उनका ओनरशिप भी ज्यादा है, और वो उस ट्रेंड को कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं. तो हमने ये देखा कि तरक्की हर जोन्स में हुई है, बट वो अभी भी नंबर 1 पोजीशन पे चल रहा है.
ठीक है.
Interesting. Sarabveer, Policy Bazaar is one of the biggest platforms that evangelizes this need for life insurance. You encourage people to take life insurance. Do you also share some of these trends that Soumya has spoken about, South versus North, no gender disparity, महिला हो या पुरुष हो, दोनों तैयार है लाइफ इंश्योरेंस अब लेने के लिए. Also the reducing gap between the big city and the smaller towns. लोग धीरे धीरे हर तरह से के लोग want to take life insurance. So in a sense, there is almost a secular spread across the country now.
So yeah, first, thanks to Max Life and AajTak India Today for shining light on a very important subject, which is that Indians need to protect themselves. So let me explain the context to you, right? Even today, despite all the effort, only 4% of Indians have life insurance, right? And the second more worrying thing is that of the people who do have life insurance, they are mostly underinsured. So the idea should be कि आपके पास उतने पैसे होने चाहिए कि अगर आप ना रहे तो आपकी फैमिली का lifestyle change ना हो. So I think this is a very important subject, and again really nice that we are talking about this because it's not a very nice subject to talk about. I think the second thing I'd say is that COVID was a major change in the way people look at insurance. इंश्योरेंस इज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग सब्जेक्ट. सबको पता है कि हमें इंश्योरेंस लेनी चाहिए, इंश्योरेंस बहुत अच्छी चीज होती है, लेकिन मोस्टली हम लोग लेते नहीं हैं. Frankly, death is not a subject that we all are comfortable talking about or thinking about. So I think we all knew about insurance. COVID, I think, brought out this point that something can happen, to you at the very next instant. And I think that has helped. So if you see the number of Google searches, etc., they've gone up. In the last 2-3 years, they've stayed up. I think the second point is that in digital at least, there was a divide between metros and the smaller cities. So metros में जो लोग थे वो फिर भी तैयार थे कि digitally वो चीज़ें खरीदते थे या खरीद में उनको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी. लेकिन छोटे शहरों से लोगों को अभी भी लगता था कि यार इंश्योरेंस मतलब ऑनलाइन कैसे खरीद सकते हैं. और ये अब पिछले 2-3 साल के बाद ये स्टोरी खत्म हो गई है. अब हम ये देखते हैं कि हर किस्म के शहरों से लोग आते हैं, वो रिसर्च करना चाहते हैं ऑनलाइन, फिर उसके बाद वो खरीदना चाहते हैं. एक और चीज़ हुई है, जैसे आई वुड से इवॉल्व कंपनीज लाइक मैक्स लाइफ के साथ जो हमने पार्टनरशिप करी है पिछले कुछ सालों में, तो हमने अलग अलग किस्म के प्रोडक्ट बने. तो अब जैसे अभी बात हो रही थी कि महिलाएं कम इंश्योरेंस खरीदती हैं, ये शायद पहले सच था, पर अब नहीं. अब महिलाओं के लिए स्पेशल टर्म प्रोडक्ट है जिसमें अगर आप हाउसवाइफ हैं तो आपको प्रोडक्ट मिल सकता है. देयर आर स्पेशल प्रोडक्ट्स फॉर सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड पीपल. आई थिंक दैट वाज आल्सो रेज्ड. देन a very interesting product has been created which is called zero cost term insurance, जिसमें बेसिकली आप 60 या 65 साल की उम्र में आपके सारे प्रीमियम आपको वापस मिल सकते हैं. तो पॉइंट ये है कि ये सारे प्रोडक्ट के कारण अब नई इंश्योरेंस खरीदने का बहाना मेरे ख्याल से कम हो गया है और अलग अलग किस्म की चीज़ें हैं. और इसका फाइनली नतीजा क्या है? इसका नतीजा ये है कि पहले अगर आप देखें आज से 3-4 साल पहले तो टर्म इंश्योरेंस में मेट्रो सिटीज से लोग 50-60% मेट्रो से आते थे. अब आज की डेट में सिर्फ 1/3 मेट्रो से आते हैं एंड 2/3 आर कमिंग फ्रॉम स्मॉलर सिटीज. सो आई थिंक while the survey is quantified everything, but we see this very much in our business and we see this very much in the trends that are there.
It's interesting. Awareness is one thing. Action to feel protected. कि मुझे एक तरह से protection है कि मेरे पास life insurance है, still is a very small number of the total size of a country, of course, of subcontinental size country. let's get audience questions then. Yes, the young man here has a question for Prashant. Go ahead.
This is Devas Arora. मेरा क्वेश्चन प्रशांत सर से है. सर मान लीजिए कि मुझे जीवन बीमा खरीदना है और उसके लिए मैं काफ़ी बीमा कंपनियों की वेबसाइट पर जाता हूँ, तो मुझे वहाँ पे कई तरह के पैरामीटर्स दिखते हैं सर, जैसे क्लेम्स पेड रेशियो, या कोई कंपनी कहती है कि हमारा बीमा सबसे सस्ता है. तो इन सब पैरामीटर्स को ध्यान में रखते हुए मुझे कैसे चुनना चाहिए अपने लिए जीवन बीमा?
आई थिंक जब भी आप प्लीज बैठ जाइए, जब भी आप जीवन बीमा खरीदने चाहें तो मैं कहूँगा 5-6 चीज़ें अपने दिमाग में ज़रूर रखें. सबसे पहला, थोड़ा रिसर्च करें उस कंपनी के बारे में कि उसका ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड कैसा रहा है, कितनी बड़ी है, उसकी फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी कैसी है. मैं आपको ये ज़रूर यकीन दिलाना चाहता हूँ कि सारी लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कंपनियाँ IRDAI के द्वारा गवर्नड हैं. तो ऐसा कोई लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी नहीं है जो आपको क्लेम देने के पहले कहीं भाग जाएगी. दिस इज अ वेरी रेगुलेटेड इंडस्ट्री. नंबर 1, claims paid ratio is a very important parameter when you're trying to buy a protection plan. तो वो एक ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड बताता है कि कंपनी ने कितने ऑफ द 100 क्लेम्स जो उन्होंने रिसीव किए उसमें कितने क्लेम उसने पे किए. एक तरह का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड है. ब्रांड के ऊपर आप देख सकते हैं कि क्या आप उस ब्रांड से एसोसिएट करते हैं, क्या आपने उनको देखा है, क्या आपका पुराना एक्सपीरियंस उस एक्सपीरियंस रहा है कि नहीं. आप ये भी ज़रूर देखिए कि उनकी इशुएंस कैपेसिटी कितनी, वो कितनी जल्दी इशू करते हैं, उसके बारे में भी आप थोड़ा रिसर्च करिए. तो आप इन सब चीज़ों पे जब ध्यान देंगे तो आपको एक चीज़ ज़रूर डिटरमिन कर पाएंगे. कई बारी लोग सिर्फ प्राइस कंपेयर करते हैं कि कौन सस्ता है कौन महंगा है. मेरे ख्याल से वो क्राइटेरिया सही नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर आप प्रोटेक्शन प्लान खरीद रहे हैं तो ज़िंदगी के मुकाबले हर चीज़ ही सस्ती है, और वो प्रोटेक्शन इंडिया में इतना कोई महंगा है नहीं, सबके बीच में गैप थोड़ा थोड़ा ही है. तो आप सिर्फ प्राइस के ऊपर इसको डिटरमिन ना करें, आप जरूर ब्रांड देखिए. क्लेम्स पेड रेशियो सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, उसको देखिए. देखिए कि उस ब्रांड से आप एसोसिएट करते हैं कि नहीं. एंड एट द एंड ऑफ द डे प्लीज नो, इससे रेगुलेटेड इंडस्ट्री, ये जरूरी नहीं कि आप कौन सा खरीदें, ये जरूरी है कि आप खरीदें जरूर.
You know, it's interesting, Prashant, that Sarvi speaks about growing awareness. But awareness is one thing. Action to feel protected. कि मुझे एक तरह से प्रोटेक्शन है कि मुझे मेरे पास लाइफ इंश्योरेंस है, still is a very small number of the total size of a country, of course, of subcontinental size country. Why is that, and what can be done to correct it? How do you translate awareness into action?
When we go to larger cities, ownership, when we spoke to this, people had close to about 71% people actually owned it. So large number of people own it. The big issue that India has is, despite this level of ownership, especially in urban India, the coverage is very small. So most people have bought savings plans. They have not bought protection plans. The sum assureds are very low. And that's where this 90% gap actually comes. So there could be high ownership in India, especially in large cities. But is that yielding the outcome which is expected from a category like insurance? The answer to that is a big no. And hence we need to be on this journey. And the answer to that is adequate protection, exactly the point Sarabir was trying to mention. More and more term plans, more and more coverage which is required for us to be completely protected. Otherwise we will save a lot, but that won't give us the benefit of being life insured.
So अमेश जी, आपको लगता है कि आप इस स्टडी सर्वे, इस सर्वेक्षण के बाद हम ज्यादा अवेयर हुए हैं, हम में वो जागरूकता ज्यादा आई है?
जी, फर्क तो डेफिनेटली आया है, क्योंकि जो हमने नोटिस किया है कि बीच में हम इन लॉन्ग टर्म इतना नहीं सोच रहे थे, सिर्फ यही सोच रहे थे कि मेडिकल इमरजेंसीज के बारे में सोच रहे थे. अभी फिर से लोग सोचने लगे हैं कि बच्चों के एजुकेशन के बारे में, बच्चों की शादी के बारे में, या रिटायरमेंट के बारे में, इन चीज़ों के बारे में हम फिर से सोचने लगेंगे कि हमें सेविंग करना है. एक तो ये फ़र्क आया है. दूसरा, मतलब हम फिर से ज़िंदगी के बारे में उस तरीके से सोच रहे हैं जैसे पहले सोचते थे. दूसरी चीज़ है कि बीच में हम थोड़ा बेसिक नीड्स पे स्पेंड कर रहे थे, लग्जरी की स्पेंडिंग थोड़ी सी कम हो गई थी. अब फिर से लोग लग्जरी पे स्पेंड करने के बारे में फिर से सोचने लगे हैं. तो एक तरफ सेविंग्स में लॉन्ग टर्मनेस आई है, दूसरी तरफ शायद सेविंग्स पे इम्पैक्ट पड़े क्योंकि हम लग्जरीज पे स्पेंड करना चाहते हैं. सो देयर इज अ बिट ऑफ थोड़ा सा बैलेंस यहाँ पे मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, कुछ ना कुछ हमारे पास होना चाहिए. हम चाहेंगे कि एक एक सवाल आप हमारे सभी मेहमानों से पूछें.
I, as a housewife, am aware of many products as such, but I would like to know, are there any specific products for, housewives per se, because they don't have an income? So what are the products that you are building or have built for specifically housewives? Thank you.
ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। और प्रशांत जी, जो अभी तक एक आम भारतीय महिला को ये लगता था कि मेरा हस्बैंड है, मेरे बच्चे हैं, मेरा बेटा बड़ा हो गया, वो संभाल लेगा, वो कैसे अवेयर हुई है?
बहुत ही ज्यादा पर्टिनेंट क्वेश्चन आपने पूछा। बहुत वक्त तक लाइफ इंश्योरेंस इंडस्ट्री इस चीज से ब्लाइंडेड रहती थी कि आपकी जिंदगी का मोल क्या है, क्योंकि जिंदगी के मोल के बेसिस पे ही लाइफ इंश्योरेंस दिया जाता है। इट जस्ट एस्टिमेट्स द वैल्यू ऑफ योर लाइफ, एंड फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम लाइफ इंश्योरेंस इंडस्ट्री असाइंड वेरी लिटिल वेट टू द लाइफ ऑफ अ होम मेकर, whereas the life of the homemaker is extremely important to the household. I'm very proud that last year we and Sarab came together and we started to give term plans for the first time to homemakers, and that's been a very hit category. वो बहुत ही अच्छा रहा। इसके अलावा सेविंग्स की नीड भी महिलाओं को होती है और वो प्लान्स भी महिलाओं के लिए अवेलेबल है। तो मुझे लगता है कि उस एरिया में और ज्यादा काम करने की जरूरत है। जैसे कोई अगर होम मेकर है, वो जाके कहे कि मुझे 50 करोड़ की पॉलिसी खरीदनी है, अभी शायद वो देने वाले लोग कम मिलेंगे, बट धीरे धीरे उस डायरेक्शन में हमें मूवमेंट करनी पड़ेगी।
Today you have awareness, but you also have a lot of millennials here. India has the largest young population in the world. More than 60% of this country is under the age of 35. Do you believe that millennials, what would you tell the millennials? Because the millennials perhaps feel that, yes, sab theek hai, at the end of the day, we are going to live life our way. We'll think about insurance when we are Baman's age, whatever that age is.
So first of all, since I represent you and especially the young people in this audience, I'd like to say this. Which young person over here is saying, मेरे बच्चों के बारे में सोचेंगे? They're बच्चे नहीं है, तो बच्चे के बारे में क्यों सोचे? So how is it pertinent to you? How does it affect you? Let me tell you how. So I'm different. When I was 25, I got married. Before I turned 26, I was a dad. Why would I be thinking as a young person, or why should you be thinking as a young person to be, first of all, congratulations for being here, firstly, and two, for taking into account what is being discussed for yourself. Let me tell you, as you grow older, whether you like it or not, no matter how young you think you are, no matter how many skin, whatever you do, or hair transplants you do, you are older. There's no question. And we're talking about a body and a system that slowly will start showing signs of failure, be it diabetes, or be it blood pressure, be it stress. And let me tell you, young people, you all are far more stressed than we ever were. The work that you do, the kind of jobs that you take up, you're stressed. When you're younger, your premiums will be lower. Remember that. And the moment you hit, some kind of diabetic threshold, your premiums will be higher. I don't know if I'm making sense. But believe me, if you start thinking now, it becomes much easier when you are my age or even in your 40s. Believe me, because in the 40s, you've hit the ground running, your career is going well, and the stress is the killer. So you say, no, I need to take care of my health or, cover myself. By then your premiums will be higher. So I think it's a great idea to start young in everything you do. Not like me, became an actor at 44, wants to be a director at 63, But you start young, and God bless you.
Okay, question for Baman. Yes, the young man here in front.
बमन सर, आपने 3 Idiot मूवी में एक किरदार निभाया था।
कौन सी मूवी में?
3 Idiot।
हाँ, 3 Idiots। हाँ।
डॉक्टर सहस्त्रबुद्धे। यस सर।
डॉक्टर सहस्त्रबुद्धे।
यस सर, इस किरदार में आपने कहा था लाइफ इज रेस। तो लाइफ रेस अगर है, तो सर इस रेस को जीतने के लिए फाइनेंशियल प्रोटेक्शन की क्या अहमियत है हमारी लाइफ में?
पहले तो उस डायलॉग में मैं मानता नहीं। बकवास डायलॉग है, लेकिन डायलॉग अच्छा है क्योंकि एंटागनिस्ट ने कहा है लाइफ shouldn't be a race. Don't kill yourself getting ahead. Enjoy yourself doing your best for yourself. So I don't believe in this life is a race, especially in. Lekin I do believe that life itself has a shelf life. And you would be aware of that. So there's a race against time to protect yourself. Compete with yourself if you must. But be aware that there is no one that has lived, in my knowledge, more than 125 years. So life has a shelf life. And today, after the coronavirus, things are very, very anything happens. Just anything happens. So be aware of that race of the shelf life and just cover yourself. I think I'm making sense for the first time in my life.
There's more young voices. Someone has a question. Yes, apart from you. Baman, yes, good. A young woman voice. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. You rightly said that we should start protecting ourselves on an early basis, on an early note. Sir, what do you think that youngsters like we are even thinking of having an investment in life insurance as the pandemic is hitting us hard? And you know that we have limited earnings, we have limited liabilities. Is it right to have an investment in life insurance? And what is the right age of having a life insurance?
Let me take that to Sarvesh. Sarvesh, you want to take that? What is the right age, you know? Is there an age? Is there a right age at all?
I think the right age is earlier the better. I think, as Bowman said, it's a race to get insured. And there are a few reasons for that. Even if you are young, first I just want to explain the point you raised about it being expensive. See, covering yourself a good protection plan at a young age costs less than 3 cups of coffee a month, and 2 cups in a more expensive chain. So 3 cups of coffee, I think we all can afford not to have in a month and cover ourselves. The second point is that even when you are young, you may have liabilities because your parents will be older. They may be depending upon you. Some of your siblings may be there. So I think we always have some liabilities or the other. Finally, the point that from an economic perspective, the sooner you start, the cheaper is life insurance, the cheaper is a term plan. That plan remains fixed for the next 30, 40, 50 years, depending on how long you buy it for. And the third thing is that all plans today come with a lot of creative options where as you grow older, as your income increases, you can actually increase the sum assured. So you can go up as your incomes go up. Then as you reach retirement and maybe a very far out scenario, but when your kids are in a position to look after you, then perhaps you can cut down on the cover that you have.
This is a new generation which believes that the future is there. So they have huge aspirations. Aapke sapne bahut hai, you have more opportunity. It's a lucky generation in many ways in this country. Does the study, Soumya, reflect that younger India, which perhaps has limited liabilities but these growing aspirations, is also slowly planning for the future, or do they live here and now? Ki bas aaj jo hai, wahi rehna hai, forget about what happens tomorrow.
No, they are.
They are actually thinking about the future?
Absolutely, they are. And we have seen that over this, not just in this edition, we have seen millennials are thinking about future. The digitally connected Indian is actually buying more insurance. And most of the millennials are online. So they are definitely concerned. It's not, maybe the priorities they have are different, but they are as concerned as the rest of us. So.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Very good. Yeah, actually, great big hand.
बमन, अब आपका टास्क ये है कि हम ये जानना चाहते हैं आप प्रशांत जी से आप कौन सा इंश्योरेंस लेना चाहेंगे, अपने बारे में क्या हम भी तो समझें कि भाई जिसके पास इतना पैसा है उसे इंश्योरेंस की अगर जरूरत है तो वो कौन सा क्या इंश्योर करना चाहता है, कैसे अपनी जिंदगी को सुरक्षित करना चाहता है.
प्रशांत, I'll ask you a question. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है. जैसे कि हम पैसे कमाते हैं, there is no end to it. और कमाएंगे, and it's never enough for some reason. It's never enough, believe me. आप जितना भी कमा लो. बिल्कुल. लेकिन इंश्योरेंस के सिलसिले में, how much should be enough to be covered and be insured and be safe? रिस्क फ्री.
करेक्ट बुमन, आपका सवाल बिल्कुल सही है. और आप जब एग्जांपल दे रहे थे अपनी वाइफ का कि 10 लाख रुपए जब हो जाएंगे तो सब ठीक हो जाएगा, वो चलता ही नहीं है क्योंकि इन्फ्लेशन है, लाइफस्टाइल है, हम ग्रो होते हैं. आज से 25 साल पहले मैं सोच रहा था जिस दिन 25,000 रुपए की सैलरी हो गई तो लाइफ बन गई. उसके बाद मेरा बॉस कहता था जिस दिन 25,000 की सैलरी हो गई लाइफ बन गई. अभी 25,000 की सैलरी में कुछ भी नहीं होगा. हमें जब हम अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं, हमें अपनी एनुअल इनकम मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 10 उस अमाउंट से प्रोटेक्टेड होना. जैसे मेरी सैलरी अगर 10 लाख रुपए है तो आज की डेट में मुझे 1 करोड़ रुपए से प्रोटेक्टेड होना है. क्योंकि अगर मुझे कुछ होता है तो मेरे जो डिपेंडेंट लोग हैं उनको कम से कम 10 साल की मेरी सैलरी उनको मिलती रहेगी. ऑफ कोर्स एवरी ईयर इन्फ्लेशन विल कैच अप एंड नीड्स विल इंक्रीज एटसेट्रा. नाउ that could be a math at a particular point of time. Now, if you're earning today 10 lakhs, if you start to earn 30 lakhs tomorrow or after 3 years, then don't forget to use the math again, which means 30 lakhs ka aapko 3 crore pahunchna hai. So you keep doing it until you feel that you and your family have become reasonably financially independent, after which you could perhaps, get down or, disembark from this journey. But make sure that you're always keeping this math of 10 times of your annual salary every point of time during the year.
It's not a complicated thumb rule.
No, it's very easy.
Just 10 times
easy.
what you make.
Yes, very
Cover
easy.
yourself.
Anyone who from an older generation? Yes,
sir.
I am Dr. A.K. Jain, a young man of 68 years old.
Arre wah.
My question is to Mr. Prashant Tripathi. While taking any financial product, let it be any product, insurance or anything, whether a person should consider for his own life or after life, that is saving, wealth creation versus pure protection. That's the question to you. Thank you.
I think हमारी जिंदगी के अलग अलग उद्देश्य हैं, फाइनेंशियल उद्देश्य हैं. लाइफ के उद्देश्य चेंज होते रहते हैं. जैसे जैसे हम बड़े होते हैं हमारे उद्देश्य बदलते जाते हैं. प्रोटेक्शन या मॉर्बिडिटी, या तो हम बीमार पड़ गए या हमें हमारी जिंदगी के ऊपर खतरा बन गया, दोनों केसेस में भी लाइफ इंश्योरेंस आपको हेल्प करता है. या तो प्रोटेक्शन प्लान्स या आप राइडर्स खरीद सकते हैं, उससे आप वो नीड कवर कर सकते हैं, और ये वाली नीड कंसिस्टेंटली जब तक हम जिंदा होते हैं तब तक चलती रहती है. दूसरा, जो हम हर तरह से सेफ हो गए, बट हमें चिंता होती है कि अब रिटायरमेंट आने वाला है, अब रिटायरमेंट के बाद कैसे चलेगा. कई लोग ऐसे सोच रहे होते हैं कि वो आज की अर्निंग को इन्फ्लेशन भूल के सोचते हैं कि काम चल जाएगा. जैसे मेरा बॉस था, 25,000 कहता था कि बहुत ही जबरदस्त सैलरी, वो भूल गया इन्फ्लेशन, या इनकी पत्नी. तो वो इन्फ्लेशन का ध्यान सबसे ज्यादा रखना जरूरी है. इन्फ्लेशन इस हमारी अर्निंग और हमारी वेलबींग का सबसे बड़ा दीमक है. इन्फ्लेशन वो खा जाता है. सो अनलेस यू प्लान फॉर दैट, योर retired life, even if you're wealthy, could be quite difficult unless you make the right decisions. And that's where also life insurance companies come quite handy, because they help you with retirement solutions.
Sarveer, there are financial managers who will tell you, look, there are various other instruments available to ensure financial security for you or your family. Why life insurance? You see, why would you say life insurance, go for life insurance, don't go for some of the other financial security instruments that are out there?
So I think, Rajdeep, life insurance is a part of the equation. I mean, we would not say only life insurance. I think life insurance should be considered as part of a well thought out financial plan. The thing I would say, however, is that life insurance is a bedrock of a good financial plan. So you should take it early. Taking it early, as I think Bowman has very clearly explained, helps you in 2-3 different ways. One is it ensures that you are paying less amount of money versus, as you grow older. Secondly, life insurance and protection works on the principle that at whichever age you take it, you pay the same price for the next 30-40 years. So you lock in a lower price. And finally, of course, protection premiums do go up from time to time. So I think you should think of term insurance or protection as part of a financial plan. I'm sure you need other instruments which will allow you to achieve your other life goals that you may have. But this term insurance helps to make sure that one in a, let's say, million, case, that if something happens to you, your family will have something to go back on. And that point, I just want you to explain to you that there is no other instrument which gives you these kind of payoff. So literally for 1 rupee that you pay in protection, you get 500 to 600 times the cover. So this is a really important number, and no amount of returns, etc. can ever compensate for this. So it should be a very important and key part of your financial plan. But please look at all financial instruments and make sure that you have a comprehensive financial plan.
Prashant, first of all, congratulations on having built this India protection quotient along with Kantar and spread this kind of financial awareness. So I think you and Max Life Insurance deserve a very big hand for doing it, and doing it in a manner that spreads financial awareness above all else, and doing it across the length and breadth of the nation. But I want to get concluding remarks, 30 seconds each from all of you. If there is one big learning that you've had in your own personal experience from this survey, or in general from your own experience with life insurance, what is that? And we can start with you, Sarabveer.
I think the only learning I would say is start early look after yourselves. I think we have more to protect than we ever had. I think as you grow wealthier, as a country grows wealthier, you have more assets, you need to protect them. So I would say start early. There are fantastic kinds of products and plans that are available across the board. Do your research, talk to a few experts, but most importantly, buy something rather than just keep thinking about something.
Soumya.
Mine would be connected to the survey. It's very rarely you get an opportunity to do a survey where you can see behavior change happening over the years. So it really feels great with IPQ to see how behaviors have changed. And hopefully by IPQ 6, Prashant, we should see even greater growth in many things. So yeah, that would be my learning.
Maman, you're learning at 63 and counting.
It keeps reminding me, I don't know why. My learning is simple. I think like a young man, and that is it. When you're out with your friends and you're having those cups of coffee, I don't think many people think it's cool to talk about life insurance at that age. Believe me, it is cool. It is cool to talk about life insurance. You're wiser than your so-called cool friends. You are the cool one.
Prashant, a final word?
Yeah, in this journey of life, a lot many times we start to live our work than living the life. We should live life, not work. And when you live life, anxieties actually come as a big deterrent. Life insurance as a category has the potential to take away those anxieties and can enable you live a very full life. So enjoy your life, be life insured.
Be cool but be conscious in a way. Make yourself equipped with more knowledge, क्योंकि उसी में ताकत है. The more knowledgeable you are about these financial instruments, the more empowered you will be to face the future. Saeed साहब.
थैंक यू राजदीप सर, आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा, लेकिन हमें लगता है कि हिंदी के दो शब्द हैं, एक है ज़रूरत और दूसरा है जागरूकता. तो हमारी ज़रूरतों को तो हम समझते हैं, लेकिन हम जागरूक नहीं होते कि हम उन ज़रूरतों को कैसे पूरा करें.